the ruling state government and the dilemma of oil revenues. It is obvious that development, security, basic services etc. are essential requirements to be provided and promoted by governments and authorities at all levels. Ruling state government, like her counterparts in South Sudan, is mandated to undertake plans and programs that realize fulfillment of those needs. Nevertheless, authorities are not expected to work in isolation from her people. The undergoing move by the ruling state government to borrow an amount of $30,015,526 is a clear sign of that the government and the state decided to carry out many noble activities and plans, but without consultation and consensus on those great ideas. According to the documents, the ruling government is planning to buy 36 cars for both the executive and legislators, build an office for the state secretariat 3 floors, build the state guest house 2 floors, build the state legislative assembly hall 2 floors, build the state police headquarters, build the state prison, build a state radio station, construct 400 kilometers roads, Panriang Lake No Port Road 60 kilometers, Kalacha Bingham Road 120 kilometers, Panriang Jiao Road 60 kilometers, Panriang Bunki Road 30 kilometers, Panriang Pakum Road 80 kilometers, Panriang Gabil Road 50 kilometers, survey Panriang Town, maintenance of Panriang State Hospital. For the benefit of the reader, here are the chronological order of the process. On April 21, 2017, an application letter by Mr. Abdulkarim Malik Garang, the project manager of BPM International Trading Co. Limited, was written to HE, the governor of ruling state, requesting surveying Panriang Town. On April 21, 2017, the same day of the above letter, Mr. Abdulkarim Malik Garang, the project manager BPM International Trade Co. Limited, wrote another letter to His Excellency the Governor of ruling state appreciating their recognition granted by the Governor to BPM to be given the contract for surveying the ruling state capital. He attached also a list of by names of the team of engineers that will be in site field as 1. Fatim Juma Consultant, 2. Abdulkarim Malik Garang Project Manager, 3. Wal Balyor Wal Supervisor, 4. Robert Mako Designer, 5. Tony Stephen Supervisor, 6. Deng Mam Supervisor, 7. Jasir Juma Supervisor, 8. Ronnie Konga Supervisor. On April 24, 2017, only after 2 days, a request letter by Mr. Abdulkarim Malik, the project manager BPM International, was addressed to HE, the governor of ruling state, requesting his approval for the assessment of the survey of ruling state capital Panriang. The document indicates that the survey costed $691,420. On June 7, 2017, a letter by the governor of ruling state was addressed to the Honorable Minister of Finance and Economic Planning requesting approval of letter of credit against ruling state oil share. The request was forwarded by the minister on July 12, 2017 to Honorable Wani Boyu, the Undersecretary for Planning, Ministry of Finance and Economic Planning, for study, comment and opinion. On July 14, 2017, Honorable Wani Boyu, the Undersecretary for Planning, Ministry of Finance and Economic Planning, wrote a memo to the Han Minister of Finance and Planning requesting the minister to seek more clarification from the governor on some concerns to enable the ministry to decide. Those concerns are: which investors the state is trying to loan money from, how much money the state intends to borrow, what are the specific projects the state wants to finance. Memo is not binding. Hence there should be an agreement which should be approved by A. the Council of Minister, B. the State Assembly, C. approval from the Ministry of Justice, D. the term sheet from the investors. The Undersecretary requested the minister to advise the governor to follow the procedures. On July 17, 2017, the Minister of Finance and Planning forwarded the letter to Honorable Mu Ambrose, the Deputy Minister for Finance and Planning, for information about the requirements cited by the Undersecretary. Honorable Deputy Minister again forwarded the letter back to the Undersecretary to inform the ruling government about the requirement needed for the letter of credit against ruling state oil share. On 25 July 2017, Honorable Minister of Finance and Planning responded to HE, the governor of ruling state, concerning their request for issuance of a letter of guarantee against ruling state oil share production. He requested the state to furnish the ministry with the following information. Who is the financier or creditor who is providing the state with loan? What is the value of loan that the state wants to borrow from the creditor? What are the projects the state intending to execute with their studies and costed feasibility studies? Where are the agreements between the investors' creditors with the state government? The agreements shall indicate term sheet from the investors' creditors upon which the letter of guarantee shall be issued. The agreement between the government and the investors' creditors shall be approved by A. the State Council of Minister, B. the State Legislative Assembly, C. approval from the Ministry of Justice. The Deputy Minister also commented that the state is liable to borrow a loan only against the oil shares of 2% of the producing states, not the whole 5% as was requested by the governor. And as the oil production in Ruang State is on halt, he advised that those plans wait till other productions resume. The Deputy Minister furthermore assured the governor that their request will be considered if the state fulfilled all the aforementioned conditions as a prerequisite for the issuance of the letter of guarantee as requested by the investors' creditors. The letter was copied to Honorable Minister of Finance and Planning, First Under-Secretary of Finance and Planning, MOFP, Under-Secretary of Planning, MOFP. File. On October 5, 2017, the Ruang State Council of Ministers conducted an ordinary sitting No. 014-2017 AD, chaired by the acting governor, the deputy governor. The agenda was to discuss the development projects for building government premises, and the projects that the state wants to sign with the investing companies of BPM International Trading Company Limited and Latima Petroleum Service Company Limited. The council endorsed unanimously and resolved to propose total amount of $30,015,526 The document was signed by Mr. Victorino Ngor, the Secretary General Ruang State, on October 16, 2017. A document titled The Comprehensive Report of the Select Committee of RSTLA on the Proposed Developmental Plan and Programs in the State. Third reading was signed by Honorable Peter Mayakuach de Mayabake, Chairperson of the Select Committee, attached with the list of the members of the Select Committee. 7 Honorable members. The document recommended the company's profile or memoranda to be attended together with the lease agreement, Judge Compound, Panriang Airport, Wildlife HQs and Panriang Wangkar Road should be included in the development plan. The committee recommended additional 9 more cars to make it a total of 45 cars. In conclusion, 1. Survey for the Ruang's capital was done in Juba within 2 days only as indicated by the letters between the Ruang government and the BPM International Trading Company Limited. 2. No memoranda of understanding between the Ruang government and the contractors, and between Ruang government and investors' creditors is available. 3. The beneficiaries from the plan seems to be in Panaragu area except the construction of Kalachabingam Road 120 kilometers. 4. The state oil shares, the 2% and 3%, are governed by the Petroleum Revenue Act 2013, and the management of the 3%. The share of producing communities includes involvement of many stakeholders including community members and other lawmakers to decide upon the management of the allocations. 5. Ruang State Government to do wider consultations at the level of the communities since they are part and parcel of those plans as they have the right to decide their priorities. 6. Ruang State Government is requested to be more open and transparent about the companies awarded the contractors as well as the investors. Who are they? 7. And above all, the hazards and damages on the environment, indigenous people at the oil production locations and livestock will not be treated for many years to come. If the money is borrowed by the government in advance, we are all for development, prosperity and stability of our country and our own home Ruang State, but let's put our ideas and efforts together for a peaceful, united and prosperous home.